Hi, I'm Mike Tove with AIN Services, a financial planning firm.
And I'm Bill Alexander of W.G. Alexander and Associates, attorneys who focus on estate planning, elder law, and asset protection.
And welcome to Money Secrets with Bill and Mike. And welcome back once again to our good friend Warren Coble.
Thank you, Mike. Great to be with you guys again today.
Well, as folks should know, that Warren Coble is Warren Coble and Associates out of Asheboro, North Carolina, and he's one of our leading experts in the country on Social Security. And today we wanted to talk about needs for families that have disabilities. Sometimes that's a special needs child, oftentimes it is, and other times it's folks who have worked but unfortunately were injured or had some disabling condition and had to file for Social Security then.
So we're going to get into this. It's a very important topic, so stay with us and we'll be right back. It's time to take control of your retirement. Join me, Mike Tove, from Money Secrets with Bill and Mike, as I'm coming to a city near you. Seating is limited, so please call ahead to reserve your spot at 1-800-363-2296 and take control of your retirement. I look forward to seeing you there.
Uptone Pictures is a full-service script-to-screen production company which can help you create the proper messaging for any number of applications, with spacious state-of-the-art studio offering green screen, mocap, and practical stages, along with a team of professionals who will make you and your business shine. So what are you waiting for? Call us at 919-649-3587 and schedule your appointment today. It's time we put your imagination into motion.
The attorneys at W.G. Alexander and Associates focus on three core areas: asset protection, estate planning, and elder law. Bill Alexander, a lawyer for over 40 years, enjoys the highest attorney ratings possible. We provide free monthly seminars on how to get Medicaid and VA benefits. Find us at wgalaw.com or call at 919-256-7000. W.G. Alexander and Associates is here for you.
Hey, I'm Dr. Tim Weir. I live in the Triangle just like you, and I'm always looking for things to do. I love to cook, I love to travel, I love to talk to people who love what they do, and you can join me because I have a television show on CW22. Life is all about choices. The choices I make today determine my future tomorrow. I want to see you love life too. It's fabulous. See you then.
And welcome back. And you know, Bill, there are a lot of folks out there that have kids who end up in a special needs situation. And I mean things like autism, which seems to be getting more and more prevalent, at least by diagnosis. And then diseases, whether it's MS or who knows, I mean, there's just so many. And then there's the other side of the equation of people who are working and then all of a sudden, through no fault of their own, something terrible happens to them.
Well, Social Security has an answer for both of those issues, whether it's our special needs children or if it's a worker who has been injured or has a disabling condition. Warren, tell us, let's start with the one side, which are the workers. How does that work?
All right, an individual who has worked and paid into the Social Security system, if they become unable to engage in substantial gainful activity, which for this year is determined as $1,170 a month, they can possibly qualify for Social Security. And Bill, I'm afraid that so many folks have the idea, okay, I've been a good citizen, I've worked, I've paid my bills, and something happens to me and I become sick or I become injured, the government is going to take care of me. They're going to pay my house payment. They're going to pay my car payment. They're going to help me with a grocery bill. And that's just not true.
Not true at all.
Regardless of what we hear about social safety nets, those social safety nets put people into poverty.
It sure do.
They put them into poverty, but yet Social Security disability is designed for individuals who are going to be disabled for at least 12 months. The other downside of that is that there is a 5 full month waiting period that Social Security does not pay benefits for. And folks are dependent then on whatever they have managed to save. They're dependent on family, friends, whatever they can borrow or beg, as the case may be.
Well, Warren, how long do you have to work before these benefits even attach?
It is dependent on how old the individual is, Bill, at the time they become disabled. For individuals who become disabled at age 31 and later, they must have worked 5 years out of the last 10 years. For individuals who are under that age, it's prorated down to where a 24-year-old has to have a year and a half of work. So a year and a half is the minimum, but that is for young people who become disabled.
But the general rule is 10 years, isn't it?
The general rule is 5 years out of the last 10.
And one of the things that I see way too often is situations where somebody was working and then they retire, they semi-retire to be the homemaker, to raise the kids, and never end up quite going back to work, or maybe they go back to work for a year or two part-time.
Here and there.
Here
Yes.
and there. And they're not aware
Correct.
that they have given up their
Disability rights, and that's a term called insured status. And oftentimes we will get calls from individuals and they'll say, my doctor tells me that I'm worse off than 95% of the rest of his clients or his patients, and Social Security tells me I can't qualify. As soon as I hear that, I know there's a work issue involved, that they don't have the work credits.
Can you ever get benefits because of your spouse's work history?
Not on a disability basis, Bill. It is not available.
Okay, well that's
Okay.
important for folks to know.
That's
so
true.
It's on their own personal
It's
work
on their-
history.
Disability is based on your own personal work history.
And
Now,
I
there is
assume
a
that the
program-
amount you get is based on your own personal
It
work
is,
history.
and so
too.
the less you pay in and the more infrequently you work, the less your benefit's going to be. You've got to pay it in to get it out, plain and simple. Now there is another program, Bill and Mike, called Supplemental Security Income, or SSI. It's administered by the Social Security Administration, but the source of the funding is income tax funds. And that is for lack of a better word, well, it's a needs-based program, but again, it's at a poverty level. The maximum payment for SSI is $750 a month.
Of course,
A good benefit, it's a gateway program. It will open the door to other programs.
Well, of course, and that SSI program opens the door for our special needs families.
Yes.
So we're going to take a short break and come back. There's two sides to this equation, and we do want to explore both of them. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Are you or a family member disabled?
No.
A family member, yes.
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I mean, I'm not disabled myself, but I'm not really sure if my family and if any of my family are disabled, because I haven't really met them all.
The attorneys at W.G. Alexander & Associates focus on 3 core areas: asset protection, estate planning, and elder law. Bill Alexander, a lawyer for over 40 years, enjoys the highest attorney ratings possible. We provide free monthly seminars on how to get Medicaid and VA benefits. Find us at WGAlaw.com or call at 919-256-7000. W.G. Alexander & Associates is here for you.
Uptone Pictures is a full-service script-to-screen production company which can help you create the proper messaging for any number of applications, with spacious state-of-the-art studio offering green screen, mocap, and practical stages, along with a team of professionals who will make you and your business shine. So what are you waiting for? Call us at 919-649-3587 and schedule your appointment today. It's time we put your imagination into motion.
It's time to take control of your retirement.
Join me, Mike Tove, from Money Secrets with Bill and Mike, as I'm coming to a city near you. Seating is limited, so please call ahead to reserve your spot at 1-800-363-2296 and take control of your retirement. I look forward to seeing you there.
Just because you're in an accident but didn't ride in one of these doesn't mean that you didn't get injured.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tim Weir, and after 35 years in practice, I can tell you a lot of times an injury doesn't show up for 2 to 3 days after an accident. So if you've been in an accident, don't delay any further. Call my office today.
Raleigh Spine and Injury Chiropractic. Just when you thought nobody cared. Call 790-1332 right now.
Hey, and welcome back. And you know, I get it that this is not something that folks spend a lot of time thinking about or pondering.
Well, it just happens to.
It happens. But there is another side to this, and that is what happens if you are the parent of a child that has special needs. And you don't get to plan for disability benefits other than make sure you have access to it. But there is planning to be done for special needs.
Well, Warren, what's the rule as it relates to SSI and an age where a child must be disabled to go forward with SSI as an adult?
SSI bill is supplemental security income, which is administered by Social Security. It is a needs-based program based on income and resources, very limited income and resources, as a matter of fact. And the benefits are actually available for children under age 18 if the parents' income and assets are considerably low. The parents' income and assets are deemed to belong to the child, and once those assets and income exceed certain limits, the child is ineligible.
But the child grows up.
But the child ages out, and the child ages out at age 18. At 18, the parent's income, the parent's assets no longer count for the child. And then the child becomes an adult. Their own assets, their own income is looked at. So this is where the special needs planning tools come into play that someone such as Bill Alexander with Bill Alexander and Associates would use to help parents leverage their assets and income to protect the child down the road, yet keep the door open to needs-based benefits such as SSI, and even oftentimes more importantly than the supplemental security income monthly check, the access to Medicaid.
Of course.
That is a key for most of these special needs children.
And of course, Medicaid is a needs-based program that pays for much, much more than Medicare. You know, one of the other things that we failed to mention about our disabled workers is that when they go on Social Security disability, it comes with Medicare.
Right after a 2-year wait.
Right, 2 years wait.
2 years wait.
But with the SSI, that can come with Medicaid immediately.
Yes.
And in fact, for most families, the Medicaid is important. In fact, the most important thing about, but in order to keep your Medicaid, you have to stay within the SSI rules. And that's why it's so complex.
Well,
yes.
I think the most common question/comment that I get with regard to special needs planning is the concern that if I do anything that increases income to my special needs child, I will lose benefits.
Again, Mike, that's where planning with professionals pays off.
Right.
The knowledge base that professionals have gained through the years becomes an invaluable tool for these parents of special needs children. And I want to address one other thing. I cannot tell you how many times over the years that I've talked with a 70-year-old parent, I've talked with a 75-year-old parent, and I look at them and I say, okay, what are you going to do with, what are the plans that you have made for Bobby or Junior, so to speak? And they're almost indignant to the point of, I have always taken care of my child and I will take care of my child. And unfortunately, they're going to die at some point, and they need to, ahead of time, make the plan so that Bobby or Junior or Susie is properly taken care of, legally as well as financially, and as well as just in all areas.
Well, you know, the hardest part for parents of a special child is how do they replace themselves in the life of the child? A very, very difficult thing to do. And I know that we have to take a break. And so when we come back, let's talk about what parents need to do for their special children.
Right. Okay. So stay tuned.
Do you feel confident that if you or a loved one become disabled, that the government has security plans in place to help you?
Actually, I had a son who was disabled. I currently don't have a son who's disabled, but he received SSI for his disability for 6 years, and we had a lot of issues with Social Security. We had to fight for that check, even though he came home on a ventilator and was blind and deaf. He wasn't disabled enough. So, but once we were able to acquire that for him, it included all of the medical insurance that he needed that there's no way we could have been able to afford. So it took pretty good care of him once we were able to get it.
I know for a fact that they do because, I do have a couple disabled family members. My grandmother is actually in the hospital right now. She is getting her hip replaced. She's going to need severe treatment for a while. My aunt's in a wheelchair right now, and all of the programs that they're going through, or not their programs, but all of the things that they have to help them out that the government backs has definitely helped them, like especially with their medical care and stuff.
I would say that I do think they got it down packed, but in some cases I don't really trust them because I know in some spots they're wishy-washy with their money, so they choose not to spend their money the best, but not really the worst either. So I think when it comes down to taking care of their people, then they got that down pat.
All right, thank you guys.
It's time to take control of your retirement. Join me, Mike Tove, from Money Secrets with Bill and Mike, as I'm coming to a city near you. Seating is limited, so please call ahead to reserve your spot at 1-800-363-2296 and take control of your retirement. I look forward to seeing you there.
Uptone Pictures is a full-service script-to-screen production company which can help you create the proper messaging for any number of applications, with spacious state-of-the-art studio offering green screen, mocap, and practical stages, along with a team of professionals who will make you and your business shine. So what are you waiting for? Call us at 919-649-3587 and schedule your appointment today. It's time we put your imagination into motion.
The attorneys at W.G. Alexander & Associates focus on 3 core areas: asset protection, estate planning, and elder law. Bill Alexander, a lawyer for over 40 years, enjoys the highest attorney ratings possible. We provide free monthly seminars on how to get Medicaid and VA benefits. Find us at WGAlaw.com or call at 919-256-7000. W.G. Alexander & Associates is here for you.
Hey, I'm Dr. Tim Weir. I live in the Triangle just like you, and I'm always looking for things to do. I love to cook, I love to travel, I love to talk to people who love what they do, and you can join me because I have a television show on CW22. Life is all about choices. The choices I make today determine my future tomorrow. I want to see you love life too. It's fabulous. See you then.
Hey, and welcome back. look, and I know that this is not something that a lot of folks think about, but when there is somebody with a special needs child at home, there's really two fundamental steps, I think. One is to have a plan in place, and invariably, I think that's going to probably require the use of some form of a trust, a special needs trust. But then two, the trust has to have money, it has to have assets, it has to be funded.
Correct. Well, I would first go with the planning. For any family, for a parent or grandparent, it's how do we replace ourselves as parents for the child? And how do we maintain a child's status on SSI and Medicaid, which sometimes is the most important thing, to know that the child can be cared for. A special needs trust is the way to go. A parent or grandparent should never leave an estate or their property to a special needs child directly. It can be, and these trusts can be set for the child's life and then be paid over to the other children in the family. They're not what we call payback trusts. If a child actually inherits money or receives money in some way, it basically has to get out of their hands, and there is another special needs trust that we use for those children, but it's a payback trust, and it's also even more limited in terms of what the trust can be used for as it relates to that child. So, and then lastly, if you don't have either of those, and if it's just a small amount, a few $1,000s, you can use what's called an ABLE account, which is like a payback trust that's created by your own planning. But it's far better to have your own planning in place. It's and then a parent or grandparent, one of them can create the trust, and then the others can fund it.
And
but how do we fund it?
Well, I was going to come to that, because I see good intentions with bad results too often. Not long ago, I had somebody come in. They have a special needs trust. It's funded as a testamentary trust, which is fine, with a life insurance policy, but they bought the life insurance policy to include a long-term care provision for themselves, not realizing or not thinking through this, because if they have the long-term care need and they use the policy up for them, guess what?
Well,
nothing to fund the trust.
Well, we know that a married couple who reach the age of 65 and they're both healthy have an 80% chance that one of the two will have a significant long-term care crisis. And that's when they would use the insurance.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with using the insurance for that, but what they were doing is they were using one thing at cross purposes, and this is where good financial planning comes into the play. And the other thing that happened, and we've discussed this, is that what they did was they went to a lawyer who said, you need a trust, I'll set up the trust. That was it. Then they go to a financial planning person who said, hey, we can set you up with some life insurance. Look at all the wonderful things we can do. And the financial planner and the attorney never even spoke to each other.
Oh, that's terrible.
It takes a team, literally, to make all of this work, to make all of it fit together. There's not one particular profession or discipline that has every answer for all of this. So it takes a team effort to make it pull together.
It sure does. And the thing about it is these families need consistent guidance from professionals, because it's so easy to violate these rules, and you violate the rules, you get thrown off of Medicaid.
Right.
And that for a special needs child can be a death sentence. It's
literally.
Right.
So it's so important that people work together to make these things
and
work.
I guess that's kind of our money secret here, isn't it? It's you have to have a team. And we've advocated this from day one, but this is such a great example of why. And I'm very fond of explaining to folks that anybody can get products, and a product is a financial thing or it's a legal document, but just having it doesn't solve all the problems. In fact, it solves almost nothing in and of itself. It's how you use it, and it's how you adapt, and it's how you make things work today, tomorrow, beyond that. So anyway, We will be right back after a short break, and stay tuned. Hey, and welcome back. And again, thanks for watching. So,
well, I want to thank Warren Coble of Warren Coble and Associates in Asheboro, North Carolina. He is a true expert on Social Security matters of any kind whatsoever, and I know that I depend on him, and I know you've called on him as well.
Yeah, I call him on more than one occasion as well.
And we're glad to be of service and be able to be there to help folks, Phil.
Right. But we're having fun here, and thank you for watching. Tune in next week for another episode of Money Secrets with Bill and Mike, and we're going to explore some important topics and see what folks on the street think about it.
See you then.
You've been watching Bill and Mike with Money Secrets. Bill Alexander is an attorney with W.G. Alexander and Associates in Raleigh. They focus on estate planning, asset protection, and elder law. Find them at wgalaw.com. You can catch Bill on the radio on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. with Asset Protection Today on WPTF 680 AM. And come join him on every second Wednesday of the month for a free seminar. Just call 919-256-7000 for more information. That's 919-256-7000. Mike Tove is a financial planner with AIN Services. They can be reached for all your planning needs at 1-800-363-2296 or online at ain-services.com. You can also join Mike Tove for seminars on how to take control of your retirement. Just call 1-800-363-2296 to find out when he will be in a city near you.
Would you like a copy of the new book, Money Secrets with Bill and Mike? Visit us at moneysecretstv.com. That's moneysecretstv.com.